It's Friday, the 8th of March, 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 stories in 5 minutes. Let's get going. Story number 1, how about this? The Commonwealth Bank share price hit an all-time high of $119.37 yesterday, while Westpac's shares hit their highest level since 2015.
And NAB's share price reached its highest level since the global financial crisis. There are a bunch of moving parts in all this. Falling interest rates, which we are likely to see later this year, are supposed to be bad for the banks, and profit margins are being squeezed. Also, most bank analysts, they're the experts in the banks, are warning the big four are overpriced. But given the banks are providing a dividend yield of 4% plus, they remain attractive to many investors. There are also gorillas in the market. 4 of the top 6 stocks are banks. So anyone investing in index funds, they need to buy them. At this point in normal economic cycles, bad debts are picking up a little bit too quickly for anyone's liking. That's not happening this time around. All that together makes the big four more attractive than they might normally be. Since their lows in late October, early November, Commonwealth Bank and National Australia Bank are up 23%. ANZ's up 19%. Westpac is up 30%. It's the main reason the S&P ASX 200 is up 14% since then.
Sean, clearly the banks are booming. What about the other large stocks, things like BHP and CSL?
Yeah, so the big miners, BHP and Fortescue, are not booming. They're off more than 10% this year on the back of weakness in the Chinese economy. CSL's been flat for most of this year. The 8th largest company, Wesfarmers, has done well on the back of its retailers, Bunnings and Officeworks. Its share price is up about 16%. Then there's Macquarie Group at number 9, up about 6%. And finally, Goodman Group, the industrial property company, which recently cracked the top 10. Investors can't get enough of that one on the back of data centers and AI and stuff like that. Its share price is up 23% this year.
On to story number 2 now, Sean. Big businesses will have to commit to reaching gender equality targets on a range of metrics from board composition to equal pay in order to win federal government work under new rules that Labor is drafting.
Finance Minister Katie Gallagher says that under the proposed rules, businesses with 500 or more employees would be required to show progress on reaching gender equality targets to be eligible to receive Commonwealth contracts from a bunch of departments. She told the National Press Club yesterday that each year the government spends about $70 billion to procure goods and services, and more work should be done to make sure women are getting a fairer slice of that spending. The Workplace Gender Equality Agency is developing and consulting on the framework. It's expected that businesses will need to demonstrate their commitment to improve gender equality on boards, in the workplace, on pay, around working arrangements, and certainly make better efforts to prevent and address sexual harassment in the workplace.
This next one, Sean, is pretty shocking, actually. Story number 3, the Senate inquiry into supermarket price settings has heard evidence that farmers are being forced to accept lower prices for their produce just so that the big retailers can pass on cost of living specials to their customers.
Jeremy Griffith, a member of the National Farmers Federation Horticultural Council, told the inquiry's first hearing in Hobart yesterday that a major supermarket chain announced a series of specials for consumers in recent days and then immediately told suppliers of fresh fruit that their prices would be cut by the same amount. Griffith declined to name the supermarket chain or the type of fruit, fearing commercial retribution towards farmers, according to the Financial Review. Griffith said farmers were forced to carry the cost of the specials, adding that, and I quote, "This is how negotiations work. It is a very tilted process."
Yeah, indeed it is. Story number 4, Sean, a Chinese man who worked as a software engineer at Google in California has been charged by the US Justice Department with stealing artificial intelligence trade secrets from the tech giant while covertly working for rival China-based companies.
Ding Linwei, a 38-year-old Chinese national, was hired by Google in 2019 to work on the software used in its supercomputing data centers. The indictment alleges that Ding began secretly uploading trade secrets that were stored in Google's network between May 2022 and May 2023, by which time Ding allegedly uploaded more than 500 unique files containing confidential information. What did he steal? Well, the building blocks of Google's AI infrastructure, according to prosecutors. Ding was arrested this week and charged with 4 counts of theft of trade secrets. He faces a maximum penalty of 10 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000 for each count if convicted. Real life spy stuff, Michael.
That's an amazing story, Sean. Last one, though. Story number 5. I don't know what to make of this. Virgin Australia will roll out a pet-friendly service over the next 12 months, allowing travellers to take small pets on board domestic flights.
Where will it end? The airline says research shows almost 70% of pet owners would prefer to travel with their animal in the cabin rather than in cargo. Virgin CEO Jane Herdlicker said the move, which is still subject to regulatory approval, will allow passengers to take small pets on domestic flights and sit in designated animal-friendly rows. Well and good. Did Virgin survey the non-pet owner passengers like you and me, Michael? I think not.
I suspect not, Sean. There we go, the top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Friday, the 8th of March, 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed Business News wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the past 5 business news by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.